Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranams, dear devotees, thank you all for joining in for our study session this afternoon. Happy International Yoga Day to all the devotees. We were just discussing in the Brahma Muhurta time. Yoginam api sarvesham madgaten antaratmana shraddhavan bhajate yomam samyukta tamomataha. So Krishna is saying, what is the best form of yoga? The best yoga is Bhakti Yoga. So on this auspicious International Yoga Day, when everyone is very, giving a lot of importance to yoga, right? At least you do today. And let today mark the beginning of a very healthy lifestyle, right? Practice 1 hour of yoga every day, 45 minutes or whatever it may be. So we, along with that yoga or, the pranayama or the Surya Namaskar, whatever we are doing, we should also practice the Hare Krishna Mahamantra Japa meditation, right? So the actual purpose of yoga, which is connection with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is best established by performing the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So we can encourage our friends, our relatives, and all those people who generally are deciding that today I will do yoga. Today is International Yoga Day. So we can tell them that to also practice 5 to 8 minutes of Hare Krishna Mahamantra Japa meditation today. So in that way, we can become an instrument in the hands of Guru and Gauranga to give that opportunity to someone else to enjoy or to taste the bliss of chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So on that note, wishing all of you a very happy International Yoga Day. Let us move to our Bhagavad Gita study. We'll start with prayers. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadhamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Uttapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Namo Vishnu Padhaya Krishna Preshaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradhayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaura Dushe Namaha Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishavahanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Mukham karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim yatkripatamaham vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Mishwaram Hari Om Tatsat. Gurave Gaura Chandraya Radhikaya Tadaliye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna. So we welcome you all to our Bhagavad Gita study session as part of Bhakti Yoga. Right? So what are the 5 things? What do you call that? 5 top angas of bhakti is given by Srila Rupa Goswami, or the 64 angas of bhakti. Sadhu Sanganama Kirtan Bhagavata Shravana Mathura Vasa Shri Murtaya Shraddhaya Sevana, right? So chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, hearing about the Supreme Personality of Godhead from a bona fide authority, regular study of Srimad Bhagavatam, and then going to Dham, right? Dham Vas, or making our home a Dham. And Shraddhaya Shri Murtaya Sevana. What is Shri Murtaya Sevana? Shri Murtaya Sevana is worshipping the deities, the Arsha Vigraha form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So by doing this, what happens? By performing the top 5 angas of bhakti, right? Rupa Goswami says that it is enough for us to, if we consistently practice with sincerity, these 5 angas of bhakti, which is chanting the holy names of the Lord, hearing the holy names of the Lord, or hearing the glories of the Lord, and the regular study, or Nityam Bhagavata Seva, eternally, everyday study of Srimad Bhagavatam, and Dhamavas, right? Performing a yatra to the places where the Lord has performed his transcendental leelas, or hearing about the leelas of the Lord, right? Even that is considered to be meditating on the dham. That is also considered to be equivalent to actually being in the dham, because to be in the dham but to not focus on the pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is, in Bhagavatam it said, sa eva gokara. That means a person is like a cow or an ass, right? Where that person is there in the dham, but is not relishing the dham. How does one relish the dham? By hearing about the pastimes that took place in the dham, like that. So Vrindavan, Mayapur, Navadip Dham, Dwarka, right? All of those places, when we are visiting, when you're going, we need to go in a yatra along with our Siksha Gurus, or along with our Diksha Guru. And in this way, we hear the pastimes of the Lord from our Gurus, right? That is what is the actual Dham Vas, right? Otherwise, you go on a picnic with friends, that is not yatra, that is not Dham Vas, right? And finally, worshipping the deities, right? Even if we don't have deities, we can nicely keep pictures of Shri Shri Radha Krishna, Shri Shri Panchatattva, Shri Shri Gaur Nitai, Shri Shri Jagannath Baldev Subhadramaya, Sudarshanji, Laddu Gopal, right? And then we can keep photographs of Prabhupada, we can keep photograph of our Guru Maharaj, if we have a Guru, always we'll have Prabhupada's photograph, and then we perform Aarati, right? I was also telling somebody who had reported, right, chanting 16 rounds, right? So chanting 16 rounds, of course, that's the most important thing, but all the other things, they facilitate the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. That is why we do morning, we do Mangala Aarati, then we do Narsingha Aarati, then we do Tulasi Puja, then we do Guru Aarati, right? So all of these things help us to meditate and focus upon the Lord, so that when we are doing the chanting, in fact, chanting is the first priority. Why? That is the Yoga Dharma for the age of Kali. But I was just telling someone, keep a fixed time for your Mangala Aarati, right? It need not be 4:30 a.m. in the morning. That is a standard in the temple. At home standards, if you are waking up at, say, 3:30, 4 o'clock, and you're cleansing yourself, and then you're doing a Japa meditation from 4:30 to 7 o'clock, fix a time, 7 to 7:30, or 7:30 to 8 o'clock. That is my regular time. I will do Mangala Aarati, I will do Narsingha Aarati, I will do Tulasi Aarati, I will do Guru Puja, right? It facilitates us, it helps us connect with the Lord, and enables us to chant Hare Krishna more, right? It helps us to spend the entire day in the mode of devotional service, not in the mode of sense gratification, right? So when we start our day with chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and then we perform all of these morning aaratis, right? And then we prepare boga for the Lord, we offer to the Lord, and then have prasadam breakfast. Then it energizes us. It's like putting the armor before we going for a battle, right? So this chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra and this morning program, as Prabhupada has instituted in ISKCON, it is like the armor that we put on ourselves before we go. Every day, all of us are going and fighting this battle of Maya. Even when we are at home, even if we are housewives, even if you are going to office, it's a bigger battle, right? Even at home, it's a battle, right? Because our mind is our greatest enemy. We want to befriend our mind, right? So all of these things are going to facilitate us to fight this battle with Maya, right? That's very important. So when we are not just reporting only the chanting, of course, chanting is most important, but we need to also report reading Srila Prabhupada's books. Srila Prabhupada's books, Prabhupada said, I live in my books. You eternally associate with me by studying my books. So very important to study Prabhupada's books every day. Very important to hear from Srila Prabhupada's books, or hear Prabhupada's lecture, or hear Guru Maharaj's lecture, or hear our Siksha Guru's lecture, whoever inspires us to improve in our devotional service, right? With that motive, we hear, right? So Shravanam, study of Srila Prabhupada's books, chanting, performing Aaratis, all of this, and attending the morning Brahma Murta program. right? Morning chanting in the association of devotees is very, very easy. Otherwise, after 8 o'clock, if we start our chanting, then the whole day will be spending in chanting, because in between, a lot of people will come, the calling bell will ring, then iron wala will come, or vegetables, the provision wala will come, whoever comes and goes. We are distracted, right? So we need to complete what is most important for us, which is our morning program, latest by 9 o'clock in the morning, right? After 9 to evening 6:30, 7 o'clock, we are available to the outside world, right, for our swadharma. Then again after sunset, right, 7 o'clock, then again we kind of, like the tortoise pulls its body, right? Like that, we should go into a shell. Slowly we need to, by 9:30 we need to sleep. And then, because we need to wake up in the morning, 3:30 for our japa meditation. So in this way, when the whole of the day is planned in such a way that we perform our japa nicely, everything else will fall in place. And Krishna will help us, right? Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita, Aham ajnana jam tamaha nashyami atma bhavasto jnana deepena vashvatah. Krishna will give us intelligence by which we can plan better. But we need to show our interest. We need to show our endeavor. We need to show our sincerity to the Lord, that this is what is important for me. Then Krishna will give us the, what was I saying? Krishna will give us more ideas how we can do it better for the pleasure of the Lord, right? So on that note, I started off with this because all 5 things are important, right? Whatever Rupa Goswami is given. It's not that, of course, chanting is the most important. Hare Namaiva Kevalam. But all of these things facilitate our chanting to be absorbed, like, so we can be absorbed in chanting, we can be aware of the glories of the holy name, and then we do attentive chanting. That is what is very important. All right. So let's move forward now to Bhagavad Gita. So we are on the 11th chapter, where Arjuna is asking Krishna to show his universal form, not for his own, not for his own confirmation, because he is very sure. He's already told in the 10th chapter, Param Brahma Parandhama Pavitram Paramam Bhavan, Purusham Shashvatam Divyam Adi Devam Ajam Vibhum. So Arjuna is not in need for asking any confirmation for himself, right? Prabhupada mentions in the purport that Arjuna is asking Krishna to show the universal form for just to ensure that in future people don't get duped by this so-called people who call themselves the incarnations of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But then finally, when Krishna shows his universal form to Arjuna, Arjuna is very bewildered. Arjuna is offering obeisances to the Lord. He's saying, oh my Lord, I can see demons and demigods and all of the warriors who are assembled in this battlefield. They're all rushing into your mouths. And everybody is getting annihilated, right? And that's what Krishna also told Arjuna, that I have killed everybody in this battlefield. You just become a nimitta matra, right? So in this way, Arjuna was bewildered and he was offering obeisances many, many times. And today we're going to start with verse number 36, where we're going to talk about what is Arjuna's reaction? What is Arjuna telling Krishna? Right? This is what Arjuna is speaking to the Lord after he got darshan of the universal form. Right? So let's move ahead. Text number 36. Right? Whoever wants to read can raise your hands. I'll quickly share my screen. 11.36. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Chapter number 11, text number 36. Arjuna watch. Okay, Rajneesh Prabhu, go ahead.
Hare Krishna.
Oh, I cannot hear you. One second, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Just 1 second, Prabhu.
Now it is audible.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Arjuna what? Thane Rishikesh Tav Pratirtya Jagat Prahashyatya Nurjate Rakshansi Bhitani Disho Dravanti Sarve Namasyanti Cha Siddha Sangha. Synonym. Arjun said to Thane rightly, Rishikesha, O master of all sense or after all senses, Tava, your Prakritya by the glories, Jagat, the entire world, Prahashyati is rejoicing. Anurajyate is becoming attached. Sa and Rakshami, the demons, Vitani out of fear. Visaha in all directions. Dravanti or feeling. Survey all Namasyanti or offering respect. Sa also Siddha Sangha, the perfect human being. Translation and purport by Sri Katha, Sri Prabhupada ki Jai. Arjun said, O master of senses, the world becomes joyful upon hearing your name, and thus every one becomes attached to you. Although the preferred beings offer you their respectful homage, the demons are afraid and they flee here and there. All that is rightly done. Purport. Arjuna, after hearing from Krishna about the outcome of the battle of Kurukshetra, became enlightened, and as a great devotee and friend of the personality of Godhead, he said that everything done by Krishna is quite great. Arjuna confirmed that Krishna is the maintainer and object of worship for the devotees and the destroyer of undesirables. His actions are equally good for all. Arjuna understood herein that when the battle of Kurukshetra was being concluded in outer space, there were present many demigods, siddhas, and the intelligentsia of higher planets, and they were observing the fight because Krishna was present there. When Arjuna saw the universal form of Lord, the demigods took, took pleasure in it, but others who were demons and atheists could not stand it when the Lord was praised. Out of their natural fear of the devastating form of Godhead, they fled Krishna's treatment of devotees, and atheist is praised by Arjuna. In all cases, a devotee glorifies the Lord because he knows that whatever he does is good for all.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Yeah, a devotee is always glorifying the Supreme Personality of Godhead, right? Because he knows the position of the Lord, he knows his own position, and he knows Suhradam Sarva Bhutanam Nyatva Mam Shanti Mrichati. We can get peace only when we understand Lord Shri Krishna is our eternal well-wisher, he is the eternal controller, he is the eternal proprietor of everything, whatever is there in this world, whatever we possess, whatever we have been given, have been allocated to us only by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So when we understand that, then we are able to have experience peace, right? Because this is a peace formula verse that is given by Prabhupada. Prabhupada says this is the peace formula. Any amount of United Nations efforts to bring about peace in the world will not be possible unless we recognize that Krishna is our Supreme Father and we work for the pleasure of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, right? So in this way, those people who believe this and who work towards satisfying the Lord, they are all called demigods. They are all called devatas, right? Devatas or even human beings, right? For that reason. But who are the demons? The demons are those who don't accept the supremacy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They think they can become God. They want to fight God. They want to compete with God, right? So that is the difference between Sura and Asura. Suras accept the supremacy of the Lord and are happy to work under the direction and for the pleasure of the Lord. Whereas Asuras are those who want to become Lord themselves and they become frustrated in that attempt, right? And amongst them also, there are a certain kind of Asuras whom the Lord only sends, right, to experience Virya Rasa. Like we have Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu, we have Shishupala, Dantavakra, we have Ravanya, what is that? Ravana and Hiran and Kumbhakarna. All of them were, they were actually Dwarpalakas, right? They were gatekeepers in Vaikunta, and because of a curse by the Sanat Kumaras, they had to come down as demons. But that was with the pleasure of the Lord. So they are all eternal parshadas of the Lord, right? But who are the demons who are referred to here? The demons who are referred to here are those who don't understand that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They are atheists, right? The what is that? Namam duskritino mudha prapadyante Naradamaha, Maya Aparatanyana Asuram Bhava Masritaha. So these four kinds of people who don't surrender to Krishna, they are only referred to here as demons, right? These kind of people don't surrender to the Lord. They get frustrated and then bhunam janmanamante jnanavan mam prapadyate vasudeva sarvamiti samahatma sudurlabha. After many lifetimes of such frustration and continuing to desire something but not able to satisfy the one's desire, one finally comes to Lord Shri Krishna and accepts Vasudeva as Sarvamiti, as the cause of all causes and the only worshipable Lord. Like in that way one understands and then one becomes a devotee, like that. Okay, let's move on to text number 37. Let me share my screen. Who'll read this? Okay, Shri Priya Sampat Mataji, go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji, pranams.
Hare Krishna, pranams.
Text 37. Kasmakshate मरे न महात्मा गरीयसे ब्राह्मणोऽपि अधिकर्तरे अनन्तद्वेषे जगन्निवासा त्वम् अक्षरं सत् असत् तत् परं यत्. Synonyms: kasmat, why, cha, also, te, unto you, na, not, nameran, they should offer proper obeisances, maha atman, O great one, gariyase, who are better, brahmana, than Brahma, api, although, Adikartrate, the Supreme Creator, Ananta, O unlimited, Deva Isha, O God of gods, Jagat Nivasa, O refuge of the universe, Tvam, you are, Aksharam, imperishable, Sat Asat, to cause and effect, Tat Param, transcendental, yet because. Translation: Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Yes, go ahead.
Manji, scroll, please. Yeah.
Why you don't have the Bhagavad Gita?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I have.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. Oh, great one, greater even than Brahma, you are the original creator. Why then should they not offer the respectful obeisances unto you? O limitless one, God of gods, refuge of the universe, you are invincible, source, the cause of all causes, transcendental with this material manifestation. Purport: by this offering of obeisances, Arjuna indicates that Krishna is worshipable by everyone. He is all-pervading. He is the soul of every soul. Arjuna is addressing Krishna as Mahatma, which means that he is the most magnanimous and unlimited. Ananta indicates that there's nothing which is not covered by the influence of and energy of the Supreme Lord. And Devesha means he is the controller of all demigods and is above them all. He is the shelter of the whole universe. Arjuna also thought that it was fitting that all the perfect entities and powerful demigods offer the respectful obeisances unto him, because no one is greater than him. Arjuna specially mentions that Krishna is greater than Brahma because Brahma is created by him. Brahma is born out of the lotus stem grown from the navel abdomen of Garbhodakshai Vishnu, who is Krishna's plenary expansion. Therefore, Brahma and the Lord Shiva, who is born of Brahma and all other demigods, must offer the respectful obeisances. It is stated in Srimad Bhagavatam that Lord is respected by Lord Shiva and Brahma and similar other demigods. The word Aksharam is very significant because this material creation is subject to destruction by the Lord. As about this material creation, he is the cause of all causes, and being so, he is superior to all the conditioned soul within this material nature as well as the material cosmic manifestation itself. He is therefore all great supreme. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. So very wonderful here, right? Here, the various words that have been used in this particular verse by Arjuna to describe Lord Shri Krishna. Ananta. Ananta means, his glories are so unlimited, right? Ananta Shesh with his thousands of mouths is not able to glorify the Supreme Personality of Godhead adequately, right? There is so much more to his glories that even Ananta Shesh is expressing his limitation, that I cannot describe the glories of the Lord completely. Deva Isha, Devesha is Deva Isha. That means he is a controller of all the demigods. Ishwaraha Parama Krishna, Sachidananda Vigrahanadir Govindaha, Sarva Karana Karanam, right? We are all controllers to some degree, right? To the extent of what we want to make for breakfast, what we want to offer boga to the Lord, what time we want to wake up in the morning, how many rounds of chanting we want to do in the morning. We have that free will. How many hours of hearing we want to do, how many hours of reading of Srila Prabhupada's books we want to do. We have control over what we want to do, how much time we want to spend in doing what, right? We have control over all of that. But then there is a higher controller above us. We may plan so many things, but things may not go according to our plan because of extraneous circumstances. But there is one person whose plan never fails, and that is Krishna. Right? When Krishna wills something, when he desires something, it is automatically done. Why? Because Prakriti takes it over and ensures that it is done by the will of the Lord. By the will of the Lord only it is done. Right? Prakriti also becomes a nimitta matra only. Just to serve the Lord, Krishna gives opportunities to different living entities to serve him. He gives opportunity to Brahma to do the secondary creation. He gives the opportunity to Mother Durga to take care of this material world, to give various tests to living entities so that they may perfect their lives and come back. Right? So in this way, Krishna's will is automatically manifested. There is no need for an external person to do anything. But Krishna is so merciful that he gives opportunities for others to serve him. Right? Brahma is in charge of secondary creation, Shiva is in charge of annihilation, right? And they all offer the respectful obeisances to Krishna. None of them think that I am the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In Shiva Purana, it is said Shiva is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but Shiva never declares himself that I am the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Shiva is always meditating on Lord Shri Krishna. He says, Aradhyam api sarvesham Vishnur aradhanam param. Right? He says, out of all worship, the worship of Lord Vishnu is supreme. Right? And he goes to the extent to say that the servitors of Lord Vishnu are even more powerful or even more merciful than Lord Vishnu himself. Right? Aradhanam api sarvesham Vishnu aradhanam param tasmat parataram devi tadiyanam samarchanam. The servants of the Lord, of Lord Vishnu, are more magnanimous than the Lord himself. And hence, one who serves the Tadiya or the associates of the Supreme Personality of Godhead or the servants of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, they also they become more they become recipients of more mercy than one who worships the Supreme Lord himself. Right? Another word that is used in this verse is aksharam. Akshara means one who falls down. Right? One is subject to destruction. But aksharam means one which is eternal, one which never falls down, one which is never annihilated. Right? So, aksharam means it refers to the spiritual world. The 3/4 of the Lord's creation is aksharam, is never annihilated. This 1/4 creation, which is this material universes, in that only there's so many Brahmanda, Brahmite, Kona, Bhagya. Right? Brahmanda, Brahmite, it's said that many millions of material universes are there, but all of these universes put together, it only constitutes 1/4 of the creation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Another 3/4 is the Vaikuntha Lokas, is all the planets, Ayodhya Dham, then you have the Goloka Vrindavan Dham, right? All of those, the entire spiritual world constitutes 3/4 of the creation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So the Lord is addressed as Mahatma here. Mahatma means one who is most magnanimous, one who is most unlimited, one whose mercy is beyond measurable quantity. Such a Lord is my Lord, is what Arjuna is praying to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, looking at his universal form. Now let's see what else he says. Text number 38. Okay, Sindhu Mataji, go ahead.
Hare Krishna, pranam Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, pranam. Yeah,
my voice will be a little low, Mataji. I think because 2-3
no, it's
evening
okay.
only I have to go to the appointment. Yeah.
No, your voice is okay. Go ahead.
Okay, fine. 37, Mataji.
Yes. No, 38.
Oh, 38.
Swamadideva Purusha Purana Swamasya Vishwasya Param Nidhanam Vedasi Satyam Chadama Tvaya Tatam Vishwamananta Rupa.
Tvam Adideva Purusha Puranastvam Asya Vishwasya Param Nidhanam Vetashi Vidyam Cha Param Chadama Tvaya Tatam Vishwamananta Rupa. Synonyms: Tvam, you, Adideva, the original supreme god, Purusha, personality, Puranaha, old, Tvam, you, Asya, of this, Vishwasya, universe, Param, transcendental, Nidhanam, refuge, Veta, the knower, Asi, you are, Vedyam, the knowable, Sha, and Param, transcendental, Sha, and Dhamma, refuge, Tvaya, by you, Tatam, pervaded, Vishwam, the universe, Anantarupa, or unlimited form. Translation and purport by Divine Girl, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. You are the original personality of Godhead, the oldest, the ultimate sanctuary of this manifested cosmic world. You are the knower of everything, and you are all that is knowable. You are the supreme refuge above the material modes, all the limitless form. This whole cosmic manifestation is provided by you. Purport: everything is resting on the supreme personality of Godhead. Therefore, he is the ultimate rest. Nidhanam means that everything, even the Brahman effulgence, rests on the supreme personality of Godhead Krishna. He is the knower of everything that is happening in the world, and if knowledge has any end, he is the end of all the knowledge. Therefore, he is the known and the knowable. He is the object of knowledge because he is all-pervading. Because he is a cause in the spiritual world, he is transcendental. He is also the chief personality in the transcendental world. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Yeah. He is the cause in the spiritual world. He is transcendental. He is the chief personality. So same thing. If you look at 10.12 to 13, the verses that you're memorizing this week, or you're contemplating for this week, right? Param Brahma Parandhama Pavitram Paramam Bhavan Purusham Shashwatam Divyam Adi Devam Ajam Vibhum. That's exactly what Arjuna is saying in this particular verse. Also, everything is resting upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Param Nidhanam. Param Nidhanam means everything, like the pearls are strung on a thread. We discussed it yesterday also. Right? Mata Parataram Na Anyat Kinchidasti Dhananjaya. Everything is resting upon me, just like pearls are strung on a thread. Right? And in 15.15, Krishna himself says, Vedya Vedescha Sarve Rahameva Vedyo Vedanta Krit. Vedanta. That means I am the end of all knowledge. Vedavid. I am knowledgeable. Right? Vedavid Eva Chaham. Right? I am the creator of the Vedanta. I know have the knowledge of the Vedanta, and I am the end of all the knowledge, right? So in that way, what was actually given by Arjuna in 10.12 to 13 verses, the same thing is actually given here, where Arjuna is speaking the same thing in a different verse, where he is glorifying the Lord. You are the original Supreme Personality of Godhead. You are the supreme refuge. You are the supreme shelter for all of us, right? And he's bewildered, and he's now, there he was speaking, in a very calm way, right? Where it was like more like a realized person who understood that, yeah, you're telling me you're the supreme, but I've heard this also from the other rishis, etc. But now his mentality is totally distorted. He's very, very anxious. He's looking at this universal form, and then he's offering obeisances, and he's getting up, and then he's seeing this fierce form of the Lord, and again he's glorifying the Lord, and finally he's going to tell the Lord, oh Lord, I cannot take this form anymore. Now show me your 400 form, and then show me your 200 form, like that, right? But the devotee always glorifies the Lord, right? Irrespective whether he's in fear or he's in calm or in pain or in pleasure. So that is the nature of a devotee. All right, Shobha Mataji, go ahead. Text number 39.
Hare Krishna, Dandat
Hare Krishna, Dandat Pranam.
Vayudyamam Agni Varunas Sashankaha Prajapatistam Prapitamahasya Namaste Sahasratvaha Punascha Bhuyo Namo Namaste. Synonymous translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada teaching. From you, Adi Devaha, the original supreme. Sorry, am I reading correct? 39. Vayu at Yamaha, the controller, Ihi fire, Varunha water, Sasha Ankaha, the moon, Prajapati, Brahman, from you, Rapita Mahaha, the greater grandfather, Cha also, Namaha, my respects, Namaha, again my respects, stay unto you, Astu, let there be, Sahasra, Tutvaha, 1,000 times, Punhasya again, and again, Bhuyaha again, Api also, Namaha, offering my respects, Namaste, Namo, offering my respects unto you. Translation in proper. You are air, and you are the supreme controller. You are the fire, you are the water, and you are the moon. You are the Brahma, the first living creature, and you are the greater grandfather. I therefore offer my respectful obeisances unto you 1,000 times, and again and yet again. Purpose. The Lord is addressed here as air because the air is the most important representation of all the demigods, being all pervasive. Arjuna also addressed Krishna as the great grandfather because he is the father of Brahma, the first living creature in the universe. Hare
Krishna, thank you. So air and great grandfather, right? So air is most important, right? We can be without water also. Recently, we saw that we could live without water on a day, right? Entire Nirjala Ekadashi, some of us fasted without water, and we are still surviving. We are still alive. But can we be without breathing? Right? We cannot, if there is no air, we cannot survive, right? So the air is the representation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's why it said air is the most important representation, right? We can be without food, we can be without water, we can be with, but we cannot be without air. That swasa that we are taking, right? Every minute or involuntarily we take in the swasa or the air, right? That is the most important representation of the of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, right? Because it's all pervasive. And also here, Arjuna addresses Krishna as the Prapitamaha. Prapitamaha means great grandfather. Why? He's the father of Brahma, and he's a supreme father. He also says Aham Bija Pradapita. So Brahma is considered to be the father of all the living entities, and Krishna is the father of Brahma also, because Brahma was also created by Lord Shri Krishna in his expanded form as Garbhodakashay Vishnu, like that. Okay, let's move forward. Text number 40. Who's reading? Navkishori Mataji. Go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. Yes, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Namaha Purasthadat Prushthataste Namostu Te Sarvata Eva Sarva Ananta Viryamita Vikram Tattvam Sarva Samapnoshi Tatosi Sarvaha.
Synonyms, word to word translation.
I don't read synonym.
Yeah,
Namaha
please read
offering
Mataji.
everything.
Namaha. Yeah.
Yes, Mataji. Purastata from the front, Ata also prastataha from behind. Te unto you, Namaha Astu, I offer my respects te unto you, Sarvataha from all sides, Eva indeed Sarva, because you are everything, Ananta Virya, unlimited potency, Amita Vikramaha, and unlimited force, and from you Sarvam, everything, Samapnoshi, you cover Tataha, therefore, see, you are Sarvaha, everything. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, obeisances to you from the front, from behind, and from all sides. O unbounded power, you are the master of limitless might. You are all pervading, and thus you are everything. Purport: out of loving ecstasy for Krishna, his friend Arjuna is offering his respect from all sides. He is accepting that he is the master of all potencies and all prowess, and far superior to all the great warriors assembled on the battlefield. It is said in the Vishnu Purana 1.9.69.
Yoyam bhagavato deva samipam devata ganah satvam eva jagat sreshta yatah sarvagato bhavan.
Thank you, Mataji. Whoever comes before you, even if he be a demigod, is created by you, O Supreme Personality of Godhead. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you.
Yeah. So when we are very excited or when we are in anxiety, what do? We repeat a lot of things. Same thing we keep on telling, right? When we are when we want to please somebody, or when we are fearful of somebody, or when we are anxious, right? Oh, it was so scary, like that, na? So we keep on repeating the same thing. That's what is Arjuna's position also right now, right? Arjuna is seeing this universal form of the Lord, and he's so bewildered. He does not know what to do, what not to do, and he's just simply glorifying the Lord. And now he is going to tell the Lord that, oh, we sat on the same bed, we sat on the same table, we had food together, but I am such a, small person. You are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. All this, right? Arjuna is beginning to glorify Lord Shri Krishna because he is understanding that the power of the Lord is so much. All of the living entities are rushing into Krishna's mouth, and everybody is already killed by Krishna, and only the Pandavas are going to remain, right? Everything is shown, what is going to happen in the future, what has happened in the past. Everything Arjuna is able to see in one place, in Lord Krishna. So he is getting very bewildered, and then now he is going to speak the most important verse, right? So this verse he is telling Krishna that, I thought you just as my friend, and I was speaking with you like a normal friend, and I was sitting with you, walking with you, sleeping with you, eating with you, etc. But now I understand you are the Supreme Lord. But the Lord does not want to be treated like this by Arjuna. The Lord wants Arjuna to treat him like a Sakha only, because that is pure loving relationship. Otherwise, we respect our boss because he selected us for the work. He is paying us our salary. Right? We have certain reasons, but Krishna does not want any reason why we should love him. That is why it is called Ahituki Apratihata. We have no reason. We have just love for, like, why do we love our children? Right? We love our children, even though the children don't obey us. They don't want to listen to us. They always want to do something which we tell against only. Yet we love our children so much, right? There is no reason why we love our children, because the love is so natural, and that is the motherly love is said to be the highest selfless love in this material world, and that also is like a drop in front of the love that is manifest in the spiritual world, right? The love that we can develop towards the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, right? That should not be motivated, right? I should not love Krishna or chant Hare Krishna because I want some material thing, right? That is like going to a king and asking him for ashes. Prabhupada says in one of his lectures, right? You have a king, you have a friend who's a king, and you can go and ask him anything, but you go and ask him, okay, give me some ash, right? Like that, if we ask the Supreme Personality of Godhead for anything other than pure devotional service, it is amounting to going to the king and asking him for ashes. Well, the king can give you everything. The king can give you wealth. The king can make you the richest person, right? He can give you everything. But what are you asking him? You are simply asking him for ashes, right? So that is what is the mood of a devotee. And a devotee, when such kind of opulence is exhibited in front of a pure devotee, he gets bewildered, and then he starts speaking and glorifying the Supreme Lord. And that's what is the exact state of Arjuna here. Okay, let's move ahead. Who will read this verse? There are two verses. Okay, Monimala Mataji can go ahead. Monimala Mataji, read the verse and synonyms, and then Sudha Mataji can read the translation, or you can read the translation also. Sudha Mataji can read the purport. Okay, go ahead.
Mataji, I want to read translation, Mataji. Hare Krishna Dandavat Pranam.
Okay. You read the translation. Okay, I'll read the verse. Okay. Saketi matva prasabham yaduktam he Krishna he Yadava he Saketi ajanata mahimanam tavedam maya pramadhat pranayena vapi yachavaha sartamasatkrutosi vihara shayyasana bhojaneshu eko tavaapyachyuta tat samaksham Tachamaye Tvamahama Prameyam. Okay, synonyms over to translation. Sakha, friend.
Sakha, friend.
Iti.
Does. Matva, thinking. Prasabham, temporary. Yat, whatever. Yutkam, said. Hey Krishna, O Krishna. He Yadava, O Yadava.
Hey Yadav.
Hey Yadav.
Hey Sakhe. It's Sanskrit, na?
Okay, Mataji, thank you. Hey Shakha iti, oh my dear friend, Ajanata, without knowing, Mahimanam, glories, Tatva, your, idiom, this, Maya, by me, Pramadat, out of foolishness, Pranayana, out of love, Vaapi, either, Yat, whatever, Cha, also, Ava Asartham, for joking, Asakratha, dishonor, Ashi, have been done, Vihara, in relaxation, Shaya, in joking, Asana, in a resting place, Bhojana Neshu, or while eating together, Eka, alone, Athava, or Api, others, Ajukta, O infallible one, Tat, Shamaksham, as your competitor, Tat, all those, Shamae, excuse, Tab, you, Aham, I, Aparameyam, immeasurable. I have in the past addressed you, O Krishna, O Yadava, O my friend, without knowing your glories. Please forgive whatever I may have done in madness or in love. I have dishonored you many times while relaxing or while lying on the same bed or eating together, sometimes alone and sometimes in front of my many friends. Please excuse me for all my offendness. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Although Krishna is manifested before Arjuna in his universal form, Arjuna remembers his friendly relationship with Krishna and is therefore asking pardon and requesting him to excuse him for the many informal gestures which arise out of friendship. He is admitting that formerly he did not know that Krishna could assume such a universal form, although he explained it as his intimate friend. Arjuna did not know how many times he may have dishonored him by addressing him as, "Oh my friend, oh Krishna, oh Jadava," etc. etc. Without acknowledging his opulence. But Krishna is so kind and merciful that in spite of such opulence, he played with Arjuna as a friend. Such is the transcendental loving reciprocation between the devotee and the Lord. The relationship between the living entity and Krishna is fixed eternally. It cannot be forgotten, as we can see from the behavior of Arjuna. Although Arjuna has seen the opulence in the universal form, he could not forget his friendly relationship with Krishna. Hari Bol Mataji, Hare Krishna, Dandavat
Hare
Pranam.
Krishna. Thank you, Dandavat Pranam. So, very, very wonderful, right? Because Sakya Rasa is higher than Dasya Rasa, right? So, in Sakya Rasa, one does not recognize so much the opulence of the Lord or the greatness of the Lord, right? Between friends, what do? Hey, come, let's play together, or let's play hide and seek, like that Krishna used to play with his various friends in Vrindavan, right? They used to tell, they used to play hide and seek, and whenever Krishna had to seek, right? Krishna had to become the dinner or whatever that the term, I don't know. So at that time, Krishna will say, "Oh, my mother is calling me for lunch, breakfast. I have to go." And then the friends will say, "Hey, if you're not going to catch us, the next time we'll not include you in the game. You're just running away because you don't want to find us." Right? So in that way, they don't realize that Krishna is the Lord, right? And Krishna also does not exhibit his power that I don't want to become the dinner. So he also plays with them, saying that I don't want to do. I will, he's finding options how he can run away from what he does not want to do. But they make him do, right? The gopis make him dance. They dress him in ladies' clothes and make him dance. So Krishna is willing to do anything for the pleasure of his devotees. So this is the kind of loving reciprocation that Sakya Rasa, what they have with Krishna. It's not bound by any kind of understanding the glories of the Lord or the opulence of the Lord or offering obeisances to the Lord. No, Sakya Rasa is a higher rasa. So that is why even when Arjuna could see the form of the Lord displaying all of those opulences, he did not get, although he got bewildered, yet he did not forget his relationship with Krishna. His relationship with Krishna is eternally Sakya Rasa. So he never forgot that. That's what is mentioned here. Okay, let's move ahead. Text number 43. Sudha Mataji, go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
पितासि लोकस्य चराचरस्य त्वमस्य पूजश्च गुरुर्गरीयान् न त्वत्समोऽस्त्यभ्यतिकः कुतोऽन्यो लोकत्रयस्य प्रभाव. Synonyms: Pita, the father; Asi, you are; Lokasya, of all the world; Chara, moving; Acharasya, and non-moving; Tvam, you are; Asya, of this; Puja, worshipable; Cha, also; Guru, master; Gariyan, glorious; Na, never; Tvatsama, equal to you; Asti, there is; Abhyadika, greater; Kuta, how is it possible; Anya, other; Lokatraya, in the three planetary systems; Api, also; Apratima Prabhava, O immeasurable power. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. You are the father of this complete cosmic manifestation of the moving and the non-moving. You are its worshipable chief, the supreme spiritual master. No one is equal to you, nor can anyone be one with you. How then could there be anyone greater than you within the three worlds, O Lord of immeasurable power? Purport. The Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna is worshipable as a father, is worshipable for his son. He is the spiritual master because he originally gave the Vedic instructions to Brahma, and presently he is also instructing Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. Therefore, he is the original spiritual master, and any bona fide spiritual master at the present moment must be a descendant in the line of disciplic succession stemming from Krishna. Without being a representative of Krishna, one cannot become a teacher or spiritual master of the transcendental subject matter. The Lord is being paid obeisances in all respects. He is of immeasurable greatness. No one can be greater than the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, because no one is equal to or higher than Krishna within any manifestation, spiritual or material. Everyone is below him. No one can excel him. This is stated in the Shvetasutra Upanishad 6.8. न तस्य कार्यं करणं च विद्यते न तत्समश्चाभ्यधिकश्च दृश्यते. The Supreme Lord Krishna has senses and a body like the ordinary man, But for him, there is no difference between his senses, his body, his mind, and himself. Foolish persons who do not perfectly know him say that Krishna is different from his soul, mind, heart, and everything else. Krishna is absolute. Therefore, his activities and potencies are supreme. It is also stated that although he does not have senses like us, he can perform all sensory activities. Therefore, his senses are neither imperfect nor limited. No one can be greater than him, no one can be equal to him, and everyone is lower than him. The knowledge, strength, and activities of the Supreme Personality are all transcendental. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 4.9, Janma karma cha me devyam evam yogeti tattvataha tektva deham punarjanma naiti mameti sorjuna. Whoever knows Krishna's transcendental body, activities, and perfection after quitting this body returns to him and doesn't come back again to this miserable world. Therefore, one should know that Krishna's activities are different from others. The best policy is to follow the principles of Krishna that will make one perfect. It is also stated that there is no one who is the master of Krishna. Everyone is his servant. The Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Lila 5.142 confirms Ekale Ishvara Krishna Ara Sabhya Vritya. Only Krishna is God and everyone else is a servant. Everyone is complying with his order. There is no one who can deny his order. Everyone is acting according to his direction, being under his superintendence. As stated in the Brahma Samhita, he is the cause of all causes. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. So, asama urdhva, asama, asa maurdhva. That means no one is, urdhva means, like they say urdhva pundram, right? That is the tilak, which is upward going, right? So, asa maurdhva, means it's negative connotation, right? Asa maurdhva means nobody is equal to the Lord. Asama means nobody is equal to the Lord. And also urdhva means nobody is also superior to the Lord, right? One should understand that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna, has nobody who is equal, nobody who is his equal, and also he has nobody who is his superior. That is what is specifically mentioned in this verse. That is why he is Asam Urdhva, right? And he's also the cause of all causes, like we described already. Now, talking about how the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he is the controller of all the controllers, right? There are many, many controllers of this material world, whereas the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the controller of all such controllers. That is why he's called Ishwaraha Parama Krishna. And he's also Satchitananda. We are also Satchitananda. So we are also many controllers. But the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the supreme controller, right? And that is what is mentioned in this particular verse. And Arjuna is telling Lord Shri Krishna, right? And anybody who is able to understand about you, about your glories, and about your being the supreme cause of all causes, such a person will be able to transcend the modes of material nature, not a person who wants to compete with you and who wants to become God, like that. Okay, let's read text number 44. We'll read this. Okay, Anusha Mataji. Okay, we'll end with text number 45 today, and then we'll continue on Monday. Next Wednesday, we'll continue Bhagavad Gita. Yes, go ahead, Mataji. Text number 44.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Dandavat pranam. Thank you so much, Mataji.
Dandavat pranam.
Tasmat pranamya pranidaya kayam prasadaya tvamahamisha medyam piteva putrasya sakeva sakyo priya priyaya rasideva sodum. Synonyms. Tasmat, therefore. Pranamya, offering obeisances. Pranidhaya, laying down. Kayam, the body. Prasadaye, to beg mercy. Tvam, unto you. Aham, I. Isham, unto the Supreme Lord. Idyam, worshipable. Pitaeva, like a father. Putrasya, with a son. Sakaeva, like a friend. Sakyuhu, with a friend. Priya, a lover. Priyaya, with the dearmost. Arhasi, you should. Deva, my lord. Sodum, tolerate. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. You are the Supreme Lord to be worshipped by every living being. Thus I fall down to offer you my respectful obeisances and ask your mercy. As a father tolerates the impudence of his son, a friend the impertinence of a friend, or a husband the familiarity of his wife, please tolerate the wrongs I may have done to you. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Krishna's devotees relate to Krishna in various relationships. One might treat Krishna as a son, or one might treat Krishna as a husband, as a friend, or as a master. Krishna and Arjuna are related in friendship. As the father tolerates, or the husband or a master tolerates, so Krishna tolerates.
Yeah. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Thank you. So, this is these are the various 5 rasas, right? In all the 5 rasas, the person thinks that, I am only enjoying with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is not that the one who is in Sakya rasa actually thinks that, oh, Madhurya rasa is higher. Why am I not getting Madhurya rasa? So, there is no dissatisfaction in the spiritual world or in the spiritual rasas. Right? Everyone is actually working for the pleasure of the Supreme Lord, and everyone is satisfied with their constitutional position. Okay, anyone who's not read would like to read the last verse for today, text number 45.
Can I go ahead?
Okay, go ahead, Anusha Mataji. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mataji. अदृष्टपूर्वं हृषितोऽस्मि दृष्ट्वा भयेन च प्रव्यथितं मनो मे तदेव मे दर्शय देवरूपं प्रसीद देवेश जगन्निवास. Synonyms: Adrishtapurvam, never seen before. Prishtah, gladdened. Asmi, I am. Drishtva, by seeing. Bhayena, out of fear. Cha, also. Pravyathitam, perturbed. Mana, mind. Me, my. Tat, that. Eva, certainly. Me, onto me. Darshaya, show. Deva, O Lord. Rupam, the form. Prasida, just be gracious. Devesha, or Lord of Lords. Jagatnivasa, O refuge of the universe. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. After seeing this universal form, which I have never seen before, I am gladdened, but at the same time my mind is disturbed with fear. Therefore, please bestow your grace upon me and reveal again your form as the personality of Godhead, O Lord of Lords, O abode of the universe. Purport. Arjuna is always in confidence with Krishna because he is a very dear friend, and as a dear friend is gladdened by his friend's opulence, Arjuna is very joyful to see that his friend Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead and can show such a wonderful universal form. But at the same time, after seeing that universal form, he is afraid that he has committed so many offenses to Krishna out of his unalloyed friendship. Thus his mind is disturbed out of fear, although he had no reason to fear. Arjuna therefore is asking Krishna to show his Narayana form because he can assume any form. This universal form is material and temporary, as the material world is temporary. But in the Vaikuntha planets, he has his transcendental form with 4 hands as Narayan. There are innumerable planets in the spiritual sky, and in each of them, Krishna is present by his plenary manifestations of different names. Thus, Arjuna desired to see one of the forms manifest in the Vaikuntha planets. Of course, in each Vaikuntha planet, the form of Narayana is 4-handed, but the 4 hands hold different arrangements of symbols: the conch shell, mace, lotus, and disc. According to the different hands, these 4 things are held in. The Narayanas are variously named. All of these forms are one with Krishna. Therefore, Arjuna requests to see his 4-handed feature. Hare Krishna.
Oh, sorry, I was on mute. Okay, sorry. Yeah. So I hope I'm audible now. So now finally, Arjuna is asking Krishna, right, after glorifying Krishna, after offering obeisances to Krishna several times. Now Arjuna is actually asking Krishna, now I want to see your 4-handed form, which is the spiritual form, which is the form that is eternally present in Vaikuntha Dham. Right? I want to see that form of yours, because this form is very bewildering, and this form is not even an eternal form. Right? Like that, when Arjuna is asking Krishna, then Krishna shows the 4-handed Narayan form. And Prabhupada mentions in the purport how, according to the position of the Shankha, Chakra, Gada, and Padma, the Lord is known by various names, right? The various tilak names we have, right? Keshavaya Namaha, Narayana Namaha, Madhavaya Namaha, Govindaya Namaha, Vishnavaya Namaha, Madhusudanaya Namaha, Trivikramaya Namaha, Vamanaya Namaha, Shridharaya Namaha, Rishikeshaya Namaha, Padmanabhaya Namaha, Damodaraya Namaha, Vasudevaya Namaha, like that. So different names of the Lord. The Lord acquires different names according to the position of his club and disc and what do you call Shankha, Chakra, Gada, and Padma. Right? Shankha is conch, Chakra is the Sudarshan Chakra. Right? Shankha, Chakra, Gada is the mace, and Padma is the lotus. Right? According to the position of these 4 objects that the Lord is holding, he is known by different names, which is also the different months of the calendar, like that. right? So he wants Krishna to show that form, because that form is less bewildering than the universal form. But yet the form that Arjuna always relishes is the Shama Sundar form of Krishna having two hands. So in this way we will now continue next week Wednesday, as we complete chapter number 11, and then we'll progress to chapter number 12 thereafter. Now on Monday we will start with teachings of Lord Chaitanya, and once we complete teachings of Lord Chaitanya, or one of these books get completed, I thought we'll start with the Krishna book, and then we will do Bhagavatam. We'll start with Srimad Bhagavatam first canto. So that's the plan. So let's see how much we're able to go through with this plan with the grace of Guru and Gauranga. So Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Srila Gurudev ki jai, Anantakoti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Thank you very much. So let's quickly do Harinam Sankirtan. Devotees can switch on your cameras. I can only see Harjeet Mataji, Shubhangi Mataji, Shobha Mataji, Sridhar Prabhu, and Rajneesh Prabhu, and Vijayalakshmi Priya Mataji. So others, quickly switch on your cameras as we do Harinam Sankirtan. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Asyatyari Shatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Gauranitai Jai Jai Jagannath Jaya Baladeva Jaya Subhadra Jaya Sudarshana Jai Bala Gopal Jai Radha Madhav Jaya Radha Shyam Sundar Jaya Radha Rasa Bihari Radha Madhav Jaya Radha Govinda Jaya Radha Gopinath Jaya Radha Madan Mohan Radha Madan Mohan Radha Madan Mohan Sri Radhe 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 Shri Radhe Jai Guru Parampara Jaya Sadguru Swami Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Guru Deva Jai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Shri Jai Ram Sankirtan ki Jai Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Srila Gurudev ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai Vanchakalpadrobhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyev cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai. All glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev ki Jai. Okay, so thank you very much. I'm able to see now Ramya Mataji, Anushra Mataji, Shri Priya, Sampat Mataji, Monimala Mataji. Thank you all very much for your transcendental darshan. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki Jai. So meet you all tomorrow morning, 5 o'clock for the Brahma Murta chanting session, and then we meet on Monday, 12:30 for teachings of Lord Chaitanya, and then we meet on Wednesday afternoon, 12:30 as we complete chapter number 11. I thought we'll complete it today, but yeah. So a little more study Krishna wants us to do, more in-depth study of chapter 11. So we will complete it next Wednesday, Krishna willing, and then we'll take it forward from the 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Thank you very much. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Srila Gurudev ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande. Hari Hari Bol.